Hello again. So today I want to talk about tyres, specifically the tyres I've got on my Triumph Explorer. Now, originally, when I got the bike, I had these Tourance Nexts. I hear a lot of mixed reviews on the Next. I've had this tyre on a Tiger 800 and originally on the Explorer when I got it. This particular tyre has done about 3,000 miles, and I've never had any problem with these tyres, wet or dry. They're predictable, they give plenty grip. I think they're a great tyre, so I've got no complaints there. But I've changed from this, and I've changed to this tyre. This tyre is the Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR or Street. You can see it's a semi-knobbly, probably a 60/40 tyre. Why have I changed to this? Well, winter's approaching, and I think that the slightly less road orientated tyres give a little bit more grip. I think the tyres warm up better in the cold conditions. I think these knobbles that would give you grip when you're on mild off-roads such as gravel tracks, light forestry roads, give that little bit of extra grip when there's muck on the road. Obviously they ultimately give less grip than a road focused tyre, but we're never pushing the tyre to 100% of its capability, so I just feel that this tyre at this time of the year gives me everything I need, and also gives me the option of a little bit of light off-road, which I do tend to do with my bikes. So I've had this tyre on now for about 1,000 miles. It's just, you can see it's started to wear just a little bit. Used the tyre pretty much all the way over, probably about, this is the extent of the lean I've had on the bike so far, and I found it to be a good tyre. You don't notice that it's not a road bias tyre, you don't notice these knobbles, and I'm very happy with it. But don't take my word for it, let's go out on the road and see what it's like. So here we are out on the bike with the Pirelli Scorpions on. As I've said, I'm very pleased with them. Initially when I put them on the bike, I found the bike felt to be a little bit almost as if it was on tiptoe. So it turned in a little bit more eagerly. That was my wife going the other way. But the more I've ridden it, the more I've settled into the tyre, and I don't notice that anymore. Previously the bike was on Tourance Nexts, which again I was very happy with. I've always found them to be a pretty good tyre, and all tyres are pretty damn good nowadays. I don't think you can find a bad tyre unless you go for something really cheap. I did notice with the Tourance Next there was a bit of a whine from the front end, and I'd expected a bit of noise from these Pirellis, but I put them on, and the next day I did a trip of about 150 miles, and I actually found them to be quieter than the previous tyres were. certainly noticed no adverse vibrations, no slow speed rumbling from the knobblies, just as smooth as the Tourance was. Out the box, so to speak, grip was great. The first trip I did, 150 miles, was a pretty warm day on fast A and B roads, and the tyres didn't hold me back at all. Confidence right from the outset. And now that I've had the tyres on for about just under 1,000 miles, again, really pretty good and predictable. They stop well, they turn well, and there's no noise. No noise except from the back when I get up to speeds that you wouldn't normally ride at, let's say higher than the national average, when there's kind of a resonance that comes in. And that remains for about the next 10 or 15 miles. You can ride out of that noise, but believe you me, there is no way you would want to be unless you're on a de-restricted German autobahn, and certainly not in the UK. So far, wear looks to be pretty good. Obviously the back has worn just a little bit more than the front, but that's to be expected. I haven't taken them off-road yet, and with this bike I'll only do light off-road. So if that's the case, why have I put these tyres on? Well, winter's approaching and I'll ride through the winter, and I've always found in the past when I've had something like a TKC 70 on a bike, they seem to be pretty good when the weather gets colder and when it gets wetter. I think the additional silicone in tyres is good for wet conditions, and the knobbles probably warm up a little bit quicker because they move around a little bit, so the tyre gets up to operating temperature quicker. And also we put these slight knobblies on for use on fire tracks and gravel roads, because they give us an extra grip on a loose surface, and at this time of the year there's likely to be a little bit more rubbish on the roads, so being able to get a little bit of extra grip is a big benefit. So they actually give me a little bit more confidence as the autumn and winter months draw on. When I do get to take this bike off-road, I'll do another video so that I can give you my views on the bike on a loose surface. But I'm pretty certain I'll perform as expected, as long as I don't go and try and find mud, because mud is not what these are designed for.